Welcome to today's exclusive Lost Layers episode, as we uncover some of the UK's forgotten religious buildings. Once the heart of their communities, these remarkable places stood for generations, but behind their abandoned walls lie stories, secrets, and forgotten chapters of history. From remote mountains to forgotten towns and cities, we explore places where time has stood still, and at our final destination, we descend beneath the surface into a forgotten crypt hidden away for generations. Hi guys, so we're here in West Yorkshire in a place called Knaresborough, and we're just here to see an unusual little place. St Robert's Cave was home to St Robert of Knaresborough, a 12th century hermit who rejected the comforts and hierarchy of the established church. He adapted this natural cave into a simple dwelling, choosing a life of solitude, prayer and hardship. Good location. Nice little stream. This bathing spot, look. It's quite nice. Other side, so. So this would have been the cave where he lived. I think originally it was a chapel, but then they built a stone chapel out here, which you can kind of see the remnants of. This was the wall, and then this would have been the actual chapel itself, and then this here would have been an altar. The only thing that's left is this bit here. Yes, let's have a little look, see what we've got. Wow, okay. It's all a memorial there. Wow. Yeah, so he would have lived in here. Well, like a hermit, so from the 14th century. But TJ, same as my initials. You can see sort of carvings on the wall. It's probably more modern carvings, but yeah, the hermit in the 14th century sort of, I don't know, he created this, he hollowed it out, and this was his kind of home and his sanctuary. This is where he used to sort of pray and devote himself to God, obviously Christian. Yeah, it's just nothing major, so an old, obviously it's a ruin now, but you know, still an example of a very old abandoned religious chapel. Yeah, that's from this one. We'll see you on the next one. Ironically, after his death, St Robert was canonised and a chapel was built beside the cave, transforming his refuge of isolation into a destination for pilgrims. Today, the cave remains a symbol of faith, solitude, and a man who chose his own path. Our next location leads us deep into the heart of North Wales. Beneath the shadow of the Snowdonian Mountains lies a forgotten congregational chapel, now standing silent. Built in 1840 and rebuilt in 1875, it became far more than a place of worship. Like many Welsh chapels of the Victorian era, it was the centre of community life, hosting Sunday schools, meetings and gatherings for generations. But as the community declined and the congregation grew smaller, the voices that once filled these walls slowly faded. Left behind, the chapel now stands as a reminder of a once thriving way of life. We're here at our next stop. It's taken us a long time getting here and a lot of messing around. All I'm going to say is we're in North Wales at this beautiful abandoned chapel. We'll start at the back. So this would have been the entranceway, and then you would have been greeted with this lovely little stained glass window. Nice little light switches there. And the actual chapel itself. Wow. There's still lots of things left over, sort of like this little pack here. Look at this, you've got sort of hymn sheets. This is all in Welsh. This would have been maybe the last service that was held here. Look at that. Lovely. Look at that really old heater. That's really old school. And then we've got this stack of books here. Well, this is this is the altar. So you can still see the book. Still there. What do you call this? Like an urn. Again, it's obviously, because it's so remote, they've not had the thieves in, which is quite good. So, as I say, I'm not going to reveal the location at all, to make sure it's left alone and intact. We've got some non-alcoholic wine, which would have obviously been for communion. And this lovely plant, and then here. Wow. And I think some of these places we come to, we're so privileged to be able to come and see this. This sort of, I was trying to explain what urban exploring is to the warden in the last place, and I said it's a little bit like time travel. You're almost able to step back in time and see something, or something that's forgotten. You know, it's almost like a different version of a theme park. That's kind of like why we do what we do. There's places like this are just, this is a real hidden gem off the beaten path, and it is decaying, it's a shame, but you know, it's just a beautiful building that has so much character, and yeah. Really cool organ here. It's like quite a small organ. It's not like the other organs, but there we go. We've got the hymn book here, which is wow. Look at that. And then the actual organ, covered in cobwebs, but so you see the decay is mixed in with the books. That's the sort of where it's kind of coming through up there. And the sad thing is with a lot of these churches, once it gets in, you know, if it was repaired straight away, it would be fine, but what normally happens is it's not repaired, they can't get the money in time, and then by the time they get the money to do the repairs, the damage is a lot worse, and then it makes it impossible to get it back. But yeah, what a shame. See the sort of sun's coming through now, and you've got a really nice effect at the windows there. And I just like the pews. The pews are really well designed. You can see them. We've had some really good fun with this one, haven't we, mate? Yeah. So we're going to take some pictures, and then we're going to move on to the next one and show you the next place. Tucked away in the leafy suburb of Sefton Park, Liverpool, lies an abandoned Art Deco masterpiece, a forgotten testament to the city's Jewish heritage. Built in 1937, Greenbank Drive Synagogue was created to serve Liverpool's growing Jewish community. For over 70 years, it stood as more than a place of worship. It was a centre of community life, hosting religious ceremonies, weddings, bar mitzvahs, and gatherings that brought generations together. But as the congregation declined, the synagogue closed its doors in 2008. Left behind, this once vibrant landmark now stands silent, preserving the memories of the thousands who passed through its doors. Hi guys, so we're here in Liverpool for today's. It's the old synagogue. Detail and masonry. Wow. Incredible. So I can imagine it being, it's got that holy feel of it, you know, the kind of dim silence. I guess it's a shame we didn't get it a bit sooner really, but epic building. I'm glad this is still here. I mean, it's heavily encrusted. And just look at this window. It's all mangled and mangled that it is now. There was names of people, worshippers maybe, that would have been here. One stage this would have had. Wow. So the book, it opens from left to right and not right to left. Yeah. You can read Hebrew. And so here we go. This is a program, 1996. It's talking about relationship between Catholics and Jews. So sort of unified faiths in a way. According to this anyway. We hear so many stories in religion, division and separation, wars, and I suppose you kind of forget that there's an equal other side to it as well. Sort of Art Deco windows. Cast iron radiator. Oh wow, this room looks extremely trashed. Wow. So this would have had, I don't know, maybe the Torah in it, I don't really know. exactly. Pigeons galore. Oh, and this window here. Oh wow. I can't really see it, but from the outside, maybe have a little look, have a little wander around. But yeah, here would have been the benches. Yeah, interesting. I know what that symbol means. A clock. Been left to the ceiling lights, unfortunately. And that doorway, triple doorway. Okay, so I'm going to venture down. Oh wow, all mangled. Very like here is the ceiling. Oh, so you've got the solid porcelain urinal, and this room's very photogenic as well. It's heavily trashed down here. You know what? The kids haven't got in. Wow, so we're beneath the synagogue, but look at this. Look at this chandelier. The detail on it. Wow. This would have been what, a bar or a servery area of some description. But yeah, this would have been a celebratory space. This would have been an emergency exit. Now, on the other wall of that, 10 years ago, I came and explored. And I could only get into the outbuildings. And the outbuildings lead to here, but they've been bricked up there. That's obviously the other side. These other rooms around the back. Oh wow, look at this. It almost looks like it's a bathroom, but I think maybe some sort of where you clean yourself prior to prayer, maybe something like that. Wow. Oh, look at that. Metal. Cool, you don't see this. It's like almost a military. And look at that, it's a tray. Wow. It's a bit unsafe. Wow. This is hairy. Wow. Let's look at the staircase. Wow. Would have let in a lot of light. That's with the skylight. Look at the ceiling. Just look at the decay now. So it's a strange feeling being in this place really. 10 years ago we tried to come in, failed, but it's just such a shame really. But at the same time it's interesting to see something a bit different. You know, we've done lots of churches and chapels. It's just another world really. Just some of the remnants is Art Deco style. peeling paint. Creepy curtain. So I just realised the other building that I actually explored last time is gone. It was there. And it was attached at one point. But after years of silence, a new chapter is beginning. In 2026, the site was sold to a property developer who plans to breathe new life into the building, transforming it into luxury apartments while preserving a piece of its remarkable history. Hi guys, so we're here at St John the Evangelists at Alton in Leeds.
Yeah.
A kind gentleman here has offered to show us around this impressive church. They do one service a week. They're currently just doing a short service now, but aside from that it is abandoned. Yeah, it's very decayed, but it's one of the grandest churches I think I've seen, and it's very fitting for today's video. We're going to go take a look. In this quiet Yorkshire town stands an impressive place of worship. Built in the 1820s, St John's Church was constructed from finely cut sandstone in the early English Gothic style, a design movement inspired by medieval architecture. With its soaring octagonal spire, pointed lancet windows and distinctive flying buttresses, the church remains one of the finest examples of Gothic revival architecture in the area. Go down to the bottom. Oh, look at the detail.
The Spirit of the Lord shall rest upon him, the Spirit of wisdom and understanding, the Spirit of counsel and might, the Spirit of knowledge.
Oh, just about the restoration. So the organ no longer works, sadly, and a lot of the decay is down to a robbery which involved lead being stripped from the roof. It's obviously a common issue in English churches, unfortunately, but it is a really impressive building. It's hard not to stand in awe, and despite the decay. But behind its impressive architecture, St John's Church has faced a much more difficult chapter in its history. In 2014, the church became the victim of a major lead theft, leaving the roof exposed and allowing water to flood into the building. The damage caused was extensive, affecting the interior and forcing the church to close, whilst efforts began to secure funding for repairs. Although grants and fundraising eventually allowed some restoration work to take place, the delay in carrying out the full repairs meant the cost and scale of the work continued to grow, leaving the future of this historic building uncertain. Just in the crypts, beneath the church. Oh wow. It's huge, isn't it? It's all bricked up, pipework. Oh wow. Oh, so it's got, okay, unoccupied. But it has got, oh, it's got some stones here, so there's no one buried here, but there are. Wow. That's mad, isn't it? It's really cold as well. Look at all of that. Mould. Wow, incredible. And that goes all the way along, does it? That goes through there. It's just like the foundations of the church. The slabs, look, wow. You want to take that, mate? Wait. You put your foot on it. Wow, so it's got the plaques down there. So was they intending on?
There must have been, but if you think about it,
Yeah.
you've struggled to get.
So outside here we've got this graveyard, which I think is really cool. As you can see, the lights kind of come through. But these graves are really, really cool. Now, as you can see, it's all overgrown, but these ones are really well maintained. And what I really like is this grave here, which is 125 years old, that gravestone, and it's designed to look like a scroll, and it looks absolutely amazing. But then if we go down here, it really is overgrown. He's got one here, this is one of the Commonwealth gravestones, so I think from 1918. But look at this trench of brambles to get to this gravestone here, which is 1960, another Commonwealth one. But yeah, they come and maintain that grave. But yeah, it's just in the middle of this thicket of brambles all around. So that's the church done. Really nice guy. He offered to show us all around. The invitation's there as well if you want to have a look at this church. Just get in contact with him. He's got a Facebook page. It's St John's Angelist Alton. He was just saying that they've had a lot of break-ins and they've caught a lot of people because they've got cameras all on the roof and around the building and inside as well. So we've really enjoyed this afternoon. We'll nip off to the next one. While the end of St John's religious duties may be approaching, many hope this remarkable building can still find a new purpose within the community. In the coming years, the church is expected to be put up for sale, opening the possibility of a new chapter in its long history. Ideas for its future have included a social club, counselling centre, tea room, or even a music venue, uses that could allow this historic space to continue welcoming people for generations to come. After nearly 2 centuries at the heart of Alton, the future of St John's remains uncertain, but with imagination and care, this magnificent piece of Yorkshire heritage could yet be given a new lease of life. Standing high above the North Wales coastline, surrounded by woodland and overlooking the Irish Sea, Greenwich Castle is one of the country's most impressive and mysterious landmarks. Built between 1812 and 1822 by Lloyd Hesketh Bamford Hesketh, this grand Gothic revival castle was designed to resemble a medieval fortress, complete with towering turrets, battlements and dramatic stone walls. Created as a romantic vision of the past, which became home to generations of the Bamford Hesketh family and was later regarded as one of Wales's finest examples of Gothic architecture. But behind its impressive exterior lies a much darker and more complicated story, one of decline, abandonment and legends that have surrounded the castle for decades. Years ago, we explored this forgotten fortress while it stood abandoned and slowly being reclaimed by nature. As we ventured deeper into the castle, the scale of the building became overwhelming. Towering battlements stretched high above us, endless corridors disappeared into darkness, and every room seemed to reveal another hidden corner of this once grand estate. There was an eerie atmosphere surrounding the castle, a feeling that the walls had witnessed centuries of history, secrets, and stories that had long since been forgotten. Little did we know, Gwitch Castle carried with it some much darker legends. For years, rumours had linked the castle to the occult, with tales of secret rituals, forbidden practices, and mysterious gatherings taking place behind closed doors. One of the most persistent stories claims that Aleister Crowley, one of the most infamous occult figures of the 20th century, visited the castle and conducted a ritual within its chapel, a ceremony said to have left behind a lingering presence within the building. At least that's what the rumours say. Today, Gwitch Castle has undergone a remarkable transformation. Once a crumbling and forgotten ruin, it has been restored and reopened, welcoming visitors and even providing a backdrop for a celebrity television show. The silent halls and overgrown corridors we explored years ago have now become part of a very different story, a place where history, mystery, and restoration meet. Hi guys, so we're just on the next stop here, and it is a beautiful day. We've just parked at a National Trust car park. It's just got a little bit of a walk. It's so nice. It's just so scenic, and you've got these cool picnic tables. Look at them; they're like real wood. I've got a real wood table, a little bit like that at home in the Airbnb. Interestingly, there'll be an update on the Airbnb because I've recently made it to superhost status, so watch out for that video. But whilst we're here, we're just gonna soak it up.
So
It's been a pretty cool trip, this Lost Layers.
Yeah.
I've enjoyed this one.
Mhm.
What have your highlights been?
Probably the church.
Which one?
The big one. The
Alton Church, yeah, that was pretty impressive. So you didn't see the synagogue, but that's pretty cool. I had like a real sort of cinema feel about it because it was an Art Deco building.
yeah.
And then, I really liked that church. And then the one we did, the small church,
Yeah.
it just had a real kind of calm about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's a real privilege to be able to see the buildings and things that we've seen. It's not all bad. So some of these sites are going to see a new lease of life. They're going to move into a next chapter, a next phase. And that's the good thing, I guess. These places evolve and people evolve with them, which is really cool. Just between the trees. Wow. Oh, this place. Whoa. It seems fitting to end this episode with a place built not only to honour the dead, but to preserve the memory of those who came before. Hidden among the trees of the historic Vaynol estate near Carnarvon stands a remarkable Victorian mausoleum, the final resting place of members of the powerful Ashton Smith family. Built in the 19th century, this Gothic revival structure shares many features commonly found in religious buildings of the period, including its vaulted interior, intricate stonework, and the sense of reverence created through its design. Today the mausoleum remains sealed, with those buried beneath it still resting where they were placed over a century ago, untouched by a world that has changed far beyond anything they could have ever imagined.
Oh, you can literally see where it goes down. You see that hole in the wall?
Look at that, and we've got this face. He's a coolest looking guy. Interestingly, there's a male on there and a female on there. Now the church we did earlier, the Alton Church, had the same feature with the archway. Oh wow, look, people have been climbing up. That is incredible. If you can climb up there, hats off to you. I really like these square drain pipes, man. Look at that, I've never seen square drain pipes. Wow, so... I was going to put the torch on, but you know what? It's got lovely natural light. Wow. Real shame about the graffiti. The shield and crest, I missed that. All the detail on that ceiling. This is just to bury some very wealthy people. Wow. I do like that door, and that sort of window is really nice as well. This would have been where they lowered the bodies down, so they're down there somewhere behind that brick wall. Wow, that's a creepy house door as well, isn't it? It's a bit different from the other one, isn't it? Oh, it's a bit hairy. Hairy Larry. Ooh. Oh, big walls, isn't it? Big tall walls. Hmm?
There's a hole in there. Oh yeah, he goes into the middle of that.
Okay. Should have bought the walking shoes.
There's a ton up there in this one. There's a ton.
Jesus, it's gone forever. Why? Wow.
I don't have a torch.
Is that just to... So they're buried in here, aren't they, yeah? I wonder whereabouts. Oh, there's people trying to climb up there. Always people trying to climb places. Wow. Whereabouts do you think they're buried? Do you reckon in the room there that you can't get to it, can you?
Wait, can I have a torch?
Are you going to go down there?
No, you.
I don't think so. Where's it go?
It goes with the...
Right, let's venture down. Does it open up a bit? Does it bit, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I can barely crawl in it. Leave the bag here, be fine, mate.
Wait.
Whoa,
Does it open up? Yeah.
it goes all muddy. These are room of trainers. And why I wore trainers,
Actually, hear people outside.
that's the end of it. Actually, look. It goes up there, but it's sealed.
It's stone slab.
Yeah. No, that's sealed, mate. There's spiders up there, mate. Whoa.
Get out.
Yeah. Okay.
You wanna go first?
Hey guys, we're gonna go back. We'll see you on the outside. Whew.
At least it goes up.
Felt like I've just done 1,000 squats. That
There's water underneath.
is a mission.
There's water.
We'll remove that. Now this is where we were under here. So this is where that tunnel went. A horrible squat tunnel. So I think it went somewhere over here. So we're going to see if we can find the lid to it, slabs. So I reckon, from deduction of how painful it was, oh, it's probably under here. Yeah, it's probably under here, mate. That would be my guess. Hi guys, so at this moment in time, I'd finished filming and editing the Lost Layers churches, and we got wind of this church being open. Wind of opportunity is this in this field in urban exploring. So we're here, and it's pretty amazing. It's only recently abandoned. Don't know anything about it, but I'm going to show you it. But this is it. Absolutely awesome. It's got an organ working in the corner. Look at that, the carpet. I mean, it needs a hoover, but aside from that, and there's the altar. Wow. Look at that. Stained like the window. This is very modest, but very modern and very different from the other churches. So it's going to be very church heavy. Wow. And it's a fully working, undamaged organ as well. Wow, look at that. That is a beast. Oh man. Never get tired of this hobby. Always something to show you. And look how old it is. It's slanted, so I'm stood here and it's slightly slanted to the right. I don't know if you can see that on camera. At that end there, but the pews. It's got a really nice vibe. Got a really nice vibe in here. It's that soft pale blue colour again. Let's just show you around the rest of it. Look at this, all the hymn books still all waiting here. Cloth there. Golden bells, look at this. All the hymns. And over here we've got more, we've got the Bibles, we've got all that, the books just still here. Like it was just, they did a service on it recently. There's a little underground bit, we're not going in that. We've done enough of that. The entranceway. But there's letters here. Wow, these are the top pews. Stained glass window, look. Look at that. Gorgeous. I love this stained glass window, look. Again, it's very modest. It's not like fully stained, but it's a Methodist chapel, so. We've come here at sunset, so there's not much light in here, but it still has a vibe. What I find, like I say, this is a bonus part of the video. But yeah. So that's it, guys. That's this Lost Layers concluded. We've seen everything from hermits' caves to abandoned synagogues, to small little chapels, large churches that were in frat. But there's a positive side to the story. Some of these places can be reused, repurposed. They have a vibe and an essence that will remain forever. And as you peel back the layers of history, you'll uncover much more than just buildings made of stone. Memories, places where communities could come to enjoy, to celebrate, and also to grieve together. And that'll never be taken away. But we can just hope that some of these buildings will get a new lease of life and find themselves entering a new chapter. I hope you enjoyed this Lost Layers episode on religious buildings. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to the channel, and we'll see you on the next one.